Hello everyone, Pluff here again for another OU battle. We're using the same team as last time, and for those of you who didn't see the video, I'm going to go over the team again as soon as I find it. There it is. So we have a utility Mew with Defog, Soft-Boiled, Will-O-Wisp, and Psychic. It's also specially defensive with a lot of HP investment and a little bit of speed to outspeed any base 100 Pokemon that aren't invested in speed. And it's carrying leftovers, and then the useful ability Synchronize, and then Ariala, the Clefable, who is the cleric and possible wish passer of the team with Wish, Protect, Heal Bell, and Moonblast. For those of you who are wondering why I don't have Soft-Boiled, Soft-Boiled actually doesn't work with the ability Unaware, so that's why there's Wish and Protect instead. And then there's Rotom Wash with Leftovers and Levitate, another physically defensive Pokemon. And I forgot to mention that Ariala is also physically defensive. In my last video, I kept saying Ariala was specially defensive. I meant physically defensive. And then this has Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp, and Pain Split. And then Metagross, who turned out to be a huge offensive threat last episode. He would just break through teams with Meteor Mash, Zen Headbutt, Ice Punch, and Earthquake. I kind of want him to have Bullet Punch, but then we miss out on Earthquake, which provides really good coverage. So I don't know. We'll see how this battle goes, and if I really just need priority, I will sacrifice something for Bullet Punch. So he's fully invested in speed and attack, and then not last but not least, then Flare the Talonflame with Gale Wing is one of the best abilities. Then there's Life Orb instead of Choice Band, and it's Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, U-Turn, and Roost. And now, last but not least, you need the Keldeo Choice Specs for variant with Scalds, Secret Sword, Hydro Pump, and Hidden Power Bug. So we are going to look for a battle here. I wonder what's being suspect tested in OU. Like, I don't even know. I should really figure that out because I'm kind of curious. I think it was like I think it was one of the Landorus ones. Not Landorus, but in that specific, those 3 legendaries. I think it was one of those that was being suspect tested, actually. As we see a team similar to mine with 3 of the same Pokemon. Sableye will be annoying. Any of these 3 Pokemon could be Mega. And we are just gonna go with... we're going to start with Keldeo, as he starts with a Mew, probably for the Stealth Rocks, as I'm just going to go for Hidden Power Bug here, just to see how much it does. I am Choice Specs, but I'm not running any special attack investment. As we'll outspeed this, yeah, a lot of Mews carry Stealth Rock, but I opted for Defog instead of Stealth Rock, and the only Pokemon on my team that really mine Stealth Rock is actually Talonflame, who takes a whopping 50%, so I would like to have those Stealth Rocks up, as he just goes for the Will-O-Wisp. I mean, he probably wanted the residual damage, but luckily for us, Will-O-Wisp wouldn't be the biggest deal in the world, because since we are special attackers, and Will-O-Wisp cuts physical attack, so we're just going to keep going for Hidden Power Bug here. We should be able to take it out next turn, as he does get the burn. I can always get rid of that later with Heal Bell. So, since we outspeed this, unless he switches out, this thing is just going to go down on this turn. To be honest, I don't really like Keldeo that much, at least from what I've been using of it. And I might switch him out, to be perfectly honest. As, let's see, I'm gonna go into my own Mew at this point. I'm not gonna go for the burn like he did. I mean, Residual damage on anything is nice, I guess, but I don't really, I'd rather get the burn off of, like, actually, he has a ton of special attackers. So the only physical attacker is Talonflame, who you can't burn anyways, so yeah, I mean, I guess for certain Pokemon it'd be helpful. I wonder what kind of hidden power that was. Maybe it was hidden power flying? Or electric or something? If he was switched in Keldeo to do something about it, but Mew takes that just fine. I'm just gonna go for a Psychic. As he goes for Icy Wind, going for the speed drop, but Mew's not super fast anyways, so he might try to switch in Sableye. I'm almost tempted to go for a Will-O-Wisp. I don't know if he's gonna want to keep this thing in or not. I don't really know the. I mean, I guess he would, as he does switch and he does go into Sableye. So we did make a good prediction there, as we will get some HP off on this. And I am just gonna go into Areola here. So that was a solid prediction. After he saw I had the Psychic, he tried to go into something that resisted that. As we make another useful thing because we have Unaware Clefable. So I'm just gonna go for Heal Bell. Not really too scared of this thing really at all. As he goes for the Heal Bell, or Will-O-Wisp, as we go for the Heal Bell. So that heals us and that heals Keldeo, and I'm just gonna go for a Moonblast now. As we do ignore all of those stat raises. So yeah, I'm not too scared of this, and we will go for super effective damage if he decides to stay in. I don't know if he isn't predicting that this is Unaware Clefable, because he did decide to stay in, and most players, whenever I switch in Clefable and they have a stat boost, they know right away it's probably Unaware and switch out. But he could just not be predicting it, as it was the Mega of the team. So I'm kind of glad we got the Mega out of the way, and he did decide to leave it in. He must have not been predicting the Unaware, because he probably would have switched out if he knew about that. So we're gonna see what he comes into. As he does go into Venusaur, I'm honestly not sure what this thing is at all. I kind of just want to scout. Probably the Sludge Bomb would be coming though, would be my guess. But I don't know what Venusaur with like not a non-Mega Venusaur would want to be, really. As he goes for the Sleep Powder. And I unfortunately have nothing to, I don't have a Sleep Absorber, and I don't have a Grass type to take that. But I don't really need Uni, especially for the rest of its team. He's not super helpful. So if he wants to put something to sleep and get a kill, he can take out Uni, as he does go for the Sleep Powder again, as predicted. And I feel pretty good just locking myself into Scald. Scouting for the burn. As we are asleep, he'll probably do Leech Seed. I really don't care if this thing dies though. Yeah, I don't really I don't know, maybe I haven't been playing Keldeo that well, but I just wasn't a fan. As I am going to go into Talonflame here and go for a Brave Bird. Don't know if I want to stay in on this or not, because a Life Orb Brave Bird, I don't know if it will be enough to kill Venusaur. It should be. I mean, Venusaur is pretty bulky, but I don't know if it's bulky enough to take a super effective boosted hit from a Talonflame. And I keep calling it Flareon because of its name, Flare. So I apologize if I call it Flareon, but just know I'm talking about Talonflame. As I mean, of course we'd go first because Venusaur is slow, but we have the ability Gale Wing, so I don't know what he's gonna want to. I don't know if he's gonna want to sack something here, as he does just choose to leave it in. So we got rid of the Venusaur. It's kind of interesting that he had a non-Mega Venusaur on his team, to be honest. But he has a lot of Pokemon that could be Megas, but aren't. Like the Venusaur, the Alakazam, and the Sableye. You know, I've really been wanting to try Mega Alakazam, though. I don't know, it just looks really cool as he goes into his own Talonflame, and we will be doing a speed tie here. So, what do I want to go in on this? I think I'm pretty okay with letting him take a talent or Brave Bird. I don't know if as he goes for the Tailwind, as I'm going to go for I'm just gonna go for Hydro Pump, and pray to God it hits. I don't know, as he switches into Mew to sack that off, which is a good play too. I'll probably Volt Switch out onto whatever he decides to bring in, unless it's an Alakazam, which it is. We will not outspeed this, and this could be useful for the Talonflame. So I'm just gonna, this doesn't, oh, it does have Synchronize, but it's, actually I don't want to do that. What do I want to do on this? Okay, too late. As he goes for the energy ball, that doesn't really do anything. Oh yeah, this is not Mega Alakazam. I keep forgetting. I keep expecting to see the Mega. I would go for a Will-O-Wisp, but it might have Synchronized as a possible ability. I don't know what non-Mega Alakazam like to run. Synchronize is useful, but so is Magic Guard. And I'd rather have the residual damage on this because I can always just heal it off. As he goes for the Shadow Ball, and I hope Will-O-Wisp misses, as we'll see if he has Synchronized, and he actually doesn't have Synchronized. So I'm actually going to save Angel, I think, and I'm going to go into, I'm going to go into Clefable here. I would just like this for the Keldeo, which is pretty much the only reason I'm saving it. So yeah, he must have the Magic Guard if he didn't have the Synchronized, but I still felt pretty good going for the Will-O-Wisp just because I have the Heal Bell. Clerics are always a good thing to have on teams. They put in a lot of work, and sometimes your team really depends on them, especially if you get a burn on like a physical attacker and it just cripples it. You always have a way to get rid of that burn, and especially Toxic. Toxic always kind of blows to have because it just does so much damage after a while, as that does do a lot of damage, probably because we are physically defensive, but I don't really need Clefable as he goes for Psychic, which does a lot of damage. I'm just going to let this go down so I get a safe switch into something. Because, I mean, this could have been useful for the Talonflame, but Metagross should be able to deal with that. Okay. As I'm just going to go for Talonflame here, I'll go for Priority Brave Bird. That will take off Alakazam, because Alakazam's, it hits pretty hard, but it's very frail. And I don't know if he wants to switch in Keldeo here to fodder it off, but either way, something is going to die here. And he might just opt to leave the Alakazam in, or he might opt to go leave the Keldeo in. I mean, fodder off the Keldeo, as I'm expecting the Talonflame here, to be honest. That is what I expect him to do, unless he just wants to get rid of that Keldeo. I don't remember if I ran full speed investment on Talonflame. I don't think I did. I think I did some, but not a lot because of its ability. But yeah, so we'll have to, well, I think I did mostly a more bulkier variant with a lot of HP investment and stuff rather than speed. So he'll probably bring in his own Talonflame. As I'm just going to, I wish I had Protect on this so I could safely Mega Evolve. But I'm just gonna go into Rotom Wash here. I would like to scare him as he goes for the Brave Bird, which we take extremely well, as he also shows off his Life Orb, so he's probably running a similar set as to what I am. And I'm going to go for a Hydro Pump. I'm going to go for a Volt Switch. I don't think he's going to want to stay in. He probably wants to save his Talonflame, because it can make a dent in my team. My Mew won't be able to take a Talonflame. My Talonflame can't. My Mew won't be able to take a Brave Bird. Neither will my Talonflame. Really, Rotom Wash is the only thing that can. And Metagross can take a Talonflame, but probably not a Flare Blitz. And I don't think we outspeed it until we Mega Evolve. So I'd have to get the Mega Evolve safely off before I could take it out. As he just forfeits, yeah, there was no way he could really win that, because this would take out his Talonflame, and I could easily take care of Keldeo with anything because it was at such low health. So that is a win for us, and we are going to look for another battle here. And hope we find one relatively quickly, as he has an interesting team. I'm kind of scared of this team, to be quite honest. As do I have any? I have something for this. Okay, I have. He might want to lead off with that. I have something for that. I'm kind of tempted to start with Metagross, actually. Contrary Snavy's kind of scary too. Not Snivy, Superior, as he does just opt to start off with that. But I'm just going to stay in. Hopefully, a Leaf Storm will not kill me. I hope. As he does, yeah, he just switches, goes into Shed Ninja. Well then, do I have anything that can hit Shed Ninja? Shed Ninja is such a, I don't really go against them very often. So I'm honestly just gonna look up Shed Ninja really quickly here. Shed Ninja. I don't know what it's weak against, to be honest. I know as rookie as that sounds, but I'm just gonna look up its weaknesses real quick, because I know it has that ability where it can only be hit by weaknesses, as I don't have anything to hit this with, but we do get the Mega safely off. You know, I need, literally the only thing I have for this is, Talonflame. So I need that for the Shed Ninja, otherwise I have nothing to do. As we get the Choice Band, which I honestly am completely okay with having. Choice Band, Talonflame is another common set, so, and it's really hard. So, I'll be locked into one move, but I do not mind having the Choice Band, as he is going to withdraw and go into Heatran. Let's see, he had the Rocky Helmet, I think. No, he didn't. That was just Recoil from Brave Bird. As I'm going to go into, Rotom Wash. I know I'm not specially defensive, but I feel like at this point that would be my best bet. To go into Rotom Wash here, as he goes for Overheat, which actually does a lot of damage. That does a lot of damage. I'm gonna go for a Hydro Pump. Heatran is pretty scary. I actually haven't run into a Heatran, but I know they. Oh my god, this Shed Ninja is such a problem. I don't know if these take statuses, cause I would just Will-O-Wisp it, but I don't know if you can. Prevents damage from direct attacks unless they are super effective. So, are not immune to indirect attacks. Alright, I'm just gonna see if this works. It might work as it misses, so I don't know if that's a thing. As we now get the choice band. That kind of sucks, actually. You might want to switch in here. Because, I mean, life orb. We get life orb. Actually, life orb's not too bad. As we had leftovers before. I mean, I would like the residual damage, but I'm okay with that. As, yeah, we take out that Shed Ninja with a Will-O-Wisp. So I didn't know that was you could actually do that, so I kind of just had to look that up in the middle of the video, which I'm kind of sorry about. But that was really the only thing I could do. As I'm expecting an overheat here. And I don't know if there's any, I don't know if this is really worth keeping at this point. So I'm just gonna go for a hydro pump, even though he will take me out with an overheat. I'm going to go into Metagross now because we will outspeed this thing. And I'm just gonna go for the EQ. Just gonna go for the EQ. He might be expecting the EQ because that would really be the only reason I would switch in a weak Pokemon, or a Pokemon that's weak to Heatran. So we could see the switch into, what is that, a Skarmory here if he predicts the EQ. But an EQ will take this out because it's 4 times effective against it. That shit is he does predict the EQ and does go into the Skarmory. What do I want to do to a Skarmory? Skarmory can't really do that much to me, to be honest. So I'm just gonna stay in on this because I feel pretty safe against it. I don't think it really has anything it can hit me with. Skarmory has really high defense. Really high defense. So we are a physical attacker, but I'm still gonna stay in. As well, I think the only move that we have that really hits it neutrally is, as it carries Night Slash. I don't really want to stay in on this anymore, to be honest, so, He's gonna go for another Night Slash. And again, Keldeo is just not helpful, not too helpful on this team. So I'm just going to switch it out. I would like this Metagross because Metagross could take care of the rest of his team after Skarmory's out of the way. And I am just going to go for a Hydro Pump here because that's really his strongest attack. Although it does have 20% chance to miss. And that sometimes the misses sometimes do happen, as we did get the justified meaningless attack as our Hydro Pump does miss, and he is going to get a free Leaf Storm off, but I'm just going to go into Flareon. I mean, not Flareon, Talonflame. He's going for the Leaf Storm most definitely, but we take that. As we are going to go for, oh yeah, we're Choice Banded now, but I'm still going to go for the Brave Bird. Actually, I'm going for, will we still outspeed? We won't outspeed if it's full. I'll have to go for the Brave Bird. So I was thinking maybe if he wants to hit an Heatran, as he just goes for Ferrothorn, and that does a lot of damage to a Ferrothorn, but I don't want to stay in. Did he show Rocky Helmet damage? No. I kind of, I don't want him to Leech Seed my Metagross though. So I'm just going to go into Uni in case he does decide to Leech Seed. I don't really want to be Leech Seeded, not at all. So as he just explodes, and he doesn't quite take me out, we live with 5% left. So the Serperior comes in, and I'm just going to go for an attack. As he just take us out with Dragon Pulse. He might outspeed me if he's fully invested. That's why think I'm just gonna go into Talonflame. I'll roost off. I'll roost. Oh wait, I can't. I'm choice banded. I'm still gonna roost. No, I'm just gonna go for Flare Blitz. I'm feeling like he's gonna. As it goes into Heatran, which has Flash Fire. Ah, bad, bad. I'm gonna have to go into Mew. That overheat might just take my Mew out. But Mew's not really super helpful against the rest of his team anyways, as it does just take me out. And now I'm just gonna go into Metagross. I feel like he's going to switch into Skarmory. And I kind of want to be able to do damage to that. But if he doesn't switch, like, we're just dead. So this is a really risky play here. And I'm not sure if I can risk it at this point, to be quite honest. So I actually am. As we do make the correct prediction. And I'm just going to go for another Ice Punch because he won't be able to take that. So that was kind of scary for me clicking Ice Punch. I was like, if he does decide to stay in, we are just dead. As he does move first, but how could he? Was that choice scarfed? Because he did move first, and we should have moved first because we have a much higher speed. Huh. That's interesting. I've never seen a choice scarfed one. As I'm just gonna click Zen Headbutt here. Unless this thing is sashed, it should go down. As he has some kind of hidden power. Hidden power fire possibly. But I want this Metagross for everything else. So I'm actually just gonna go into Talonflame. I think that would be my best bet. As he goes for hidden power, which we resist, so it probably was hidden power fire. As I'm going to go for the U-turn. Because that should be enough to take out Superior if he so chooses to leave it in, and if he doesn't, I will get the free switch onto something else. So I think I want to switch into Metagross, because if we're lucky, Metagross will be able to take care of the rest of his team. This is Earthquake for that, and we have Meteor Mash for this. And unless this thing is scarfed, we will move first. As we do move first, and we get the attack boost off. So yeah, we're gonna secure this win because we could just take this out with an EQ, as I'm sure he knows. And he is staying for the entire battle, so that's always a good thing. And we'll move first. Because Mega Metagross is it's pretty fast too. It has base 110 speed. So we do win. We're almost in the 1200s, and I was about to give him a good game, but he left before I could. But thank you guys for watching. I'll do one more session with this team. I might switch it up a little bit I might just take out Keldeo and add something else, because I don't really like Keldeo that much, or at least I haven't been using it that well, and I want to switch it into something that I can use better. So the next video I'll probably have replaced Keldeo with something else. Not really sure what I'm going to replace him with, but just be expecting that. Thank you for watching, everyone. Let me know if you guys want to see another tier, if you guys want to battle me, if you guys want to, I totally lost my train of thought. If you guys want to battle me, just let me know, and we can set that up, and I will gladly battle anyone. But thanks again for watching.